So this is the new mobile app from Zahara. When you're all logged in, you'll see a list of all of the orders or recently created orders. The menu in the top right here, if you click this, you can go to default settings. The very first thing you'll need to do when you log into the app is set your business unit and your default division. These are used for creating orders. Then when we get back to the menu here, say we've got the list of recent orders, we can filter down on an order. So if we knew the order number or the supplier, like Carlsberg, say CARL, hit return, and then we filter down on various different orders, or we can put an order number in there as well. On all of these orders here, we can swipe, we can receipt it. So if we want to do a GRN, we can swipe, we can receipt it. We can say whether or not we've received one of the line items. If we want to take a photograph of a delivery note, we can do that. We can click take photo. We can have our document in front of us and do that. And we can complete our GRN very easily. Now, in terms of the approvals, you'll find that off the approvals section here. And because you could be approving for multiple different business units, then you can select the different business units here and the various things you need to approve will be shown. And obviously you can switch between orders and invoices. So anything you need to approve, all your tasks will be listed here. If we want to do a simple approval, we can swipe, we can click the approve button and we can click approve. If we want to reject, we can swipe the other way, click reject, and then we can put the list of reasons, not me, say, in there and click reject. Obviously, if we want to look at it in more detail, we tap into it. We can see the detail here. And if we want to see more, we can go into the line items and we can go back by tapping the top and go back to the menus list. If I switch into Edge Technologies, for example, I can't actually swipe any of these orders, these orders, because they are coding approvals. So if I tap into one of these, I've got my, I can see the date, who's raised the order, the division it belongs to. If I try to approve it, it will tell me you must edit the fields and the line items. When I go into the line items, it wants some description as a minimum. It wants me to choose one of the nominal codes and it wants me to choose a project as well. So that's what we call a coding approval. So once you turn your line items or your reds to green, you can go back, you can approve, and you can hit the approve button there. Invoice approvals are very similar. Obviously, you switch from orders into invoices. I'm in Edge Technologies here, and if I can try and approve from a swipe, that's okay. Exactly the same. But if I tap into an invoice, you're going to get a green header bar, which is just to distinguish between an order and an invoice. We've obviously got the invoice number at the top right. We've got the supplier, the amount. The difference here, I guess, is that you can actually get the PDF of the invoice as well. Even though in this dummy data there it says Canon UK and that's Spielberg. You can also get at the history of the invoice as well. Same as the order, you can just tap the history icon in the top right hand side. Obviously if you've got multiple line items like this one down here, then they're all displayed and you can kind of click into them and take a look at them in more detail. And if there is an order that relates, you'll be able to get into the order by tapping it there. This is a standalone order and doesn't link. Let me see if there is one. No, none of these have them. But if you should be able to, while reviewing the invoice, you should be able to review the original order that goes with it. And the history will have the two side by side. So that's invoice approvals as well. And if you're all good, you can just tap the approve button as we've done before. Okay, so that's invoice approvals as well. Obviously, if you want to get out of approvals and you want to go back into ordering, you can click the cross in the top right. You get back to your list here. So your menus will get you back into approvals. And then when you're raising an order, you've got two choices. You've got a quick order or a full order. So a quick order is designed for when you're at a trade counter and you know the price, you know which project you want to assign it to. It's very much designed with projects or jobs in mind. So the idea here is you say, right, this is for the Tipperdales project. The supplier is Midwich. Some bits I'm buying at the trade counter, and the guy behind the counters told me it's £364.74. Then when I click get PO number, it will retrieve a PO. And then if I want to snap the paperwork, I can do. So if the guy had given me a sheet of paper as a collection note or something, I can then take a photograph of that paperwork, like this, say, use the photo, and then I can click raise order. And once that order is raised, that together with the paperwork is uploaded into Zahara. So that one we've just done there has just been is at the top there, some bits 43769, and we can see it relates to project Tipperdales. If I wanted to create a full order, again, we start with the job. So if I say it relates to Tipperdales again, if there's any project items that you want to select, they'll be there for you. When you select the supplier like Carlsberg, it will default to the supplier's currency. So Carlsberg is set to Australian dollars, for example. If we want to select an email address for a supplier, because there's more than one, we can do that. These fields down here are custom fields, so they should come through as well. If your admins have set you any custom fields, they should be there. And then when we click on to add the line items, then we should have some defaults set already. So we've got the project and the project items set. We've got the nominal code. Any defaults will be set and come through that are set for the supplier. So it's really good to set your suppliers up accurately so all their defaults are set. It saves your users wasting time. So some things here, and quantities 1. If there's any units that have been set for you, we can do that as well. And down here, I'm going to select my tax rate, 20%, and the unit price. We have pop-up messaging that comes up if there's any new approvals that you need to do. So a unit price of 200, done. And then I can add my line item. If I wanted to go back into my line item, I can swipe it, I can edit it or delete it. But otherwise, I can click confirm, say just a test. Done. I can even spell it correctly as well if I want to. And then I can click raise order, and the default workflow should be there as well. So based on your permissions, that will be grayed out if you don't have any choice. And that's pretty much it. That's the mobile app. You can't actually go into the details of an order once it's been created. All you can do by swiping is to receipt it, as I showed you earlier. But I hope that that's been useful and you enjoy using the app. Thanks.